Prologue. Lieutenant Jaina Solo rolled her X-Wing fighter up on its port S-foil and shoved her throttle forward. A seed-shaped Yuuzhan Vong corral skipper had been harrying her wingmate. As it went evasive, a minuscule black hole appeared just off its tail and gulped down every splinter of laser energy Jaina poured into it. She matched her X-Wing's speed to the skip's and pursued. There'd been dozens of battles since Colonel Gavin Darklighter invited her to join Rogue Squadron. Her pride hadn't faded, but the thrill sure had. Too many midnight scrambles, too much death, too little sleep. But I'm in Rogue Squadron, she reflected, feathering her throttle, not because of who my parents are, and not because the Force is strong in my family, but based on her own piloting skills. Besides, Rogue Squadron ought to include at least one Jedi Knight. The skip she was chasing swooped toward the Bothan assault cruiser Champion. Champ was flying cover for another refugee convoy. Calaba's industrialized moon, Hosk, already wobbled in its orbit. The situation was hauntingly similar to Cernpidal's last hours, almost 10 months ago. There would be even greater losses here, to the Calabans. But to Jaina, like her dad, Cernpidal had been a tragedy that might never be matched. Vaping these skips wouldn't bring back Chewbacca, but it helped deaden Jaina's bitter memories. Keeping one finger on her stutter trigger, she showered the coral skipper with crimson laser splinters. Multiple bursts of low-power energy tired and distracted the skip's energy-sucking Dovin basalls. As the colonel once put it, tickle its teeth, then ram a fist down its throat. Her sensor showed the vortex draw back slightly, a little closer to the enemy ship that projected it. On her primary screen, a Chiss clawcraft swooped in from behind. "Covering you, Rogue 11. Now." Jaina tightened her index finger on the main firing control, loosing a solid burst from all 4 of her lasers. The skip's tiny projected gravity well bent her laser blast, but she'd shot high to compensate. The anomaly sent 2 of her shots wild. It focused the other 2 exactly where she wanted them, painting the crystal-paneled cockpit with flaming sheets of light. We've got the tactics to beat them in an even fight now, but it's never even. They keep killing us and keep coming. Their ships even heal themselves. The Yuuzhan Vong had converted whole worlds into coral skipper nurseries and blasted one of the New Republic's biggest military shipyards at Fondor. Surviving major yards, Kuat Mon Calamari Bilbringi had gone to full alert, with carrier groups deployed to defend them. Crystal shards and hot gravel blasted off the coral skipper, propelling it into a slow spiral out of the fire zone. The Yuuzhan Vong pilot didn't eject. They all died with their ships, by choice it seemed. And still they kept coming, while New Republic pilots were pulled home to defend their own systems. "You're clear, 10, Jaina exclaimed. "Thanks, Styx. Any time." Jaina pulled to starboard and spotted a catastrophe in the making. Rogues, more skips coming in at 349 Mark 18. They're headed for Champ's Drive nacelles. "Copy that." Major Elin Varth, commander of Jaina's flight, put an edge on her voice. "Time to make coral dust. 11, 12, on me." Jaina double-clicked her comm to acknowledge the order, then pushed her throttle forward. She inverted her X-Wing, following Rogue 9 over Champion's ventral surface, so close and so low she could almost count Rectenian rivets. Brevet Admiral Glioleg Crew, a Twi'lek, commanded Champion. Since Fondor, Jaina heard about a newly made captain or admiral at almost every engagement. Other worlds recently lost, Gindine, Bimiel, and Tinna. Here at Calaba, Jaina's intelligence briefer had speculated that the aliens were trying to cut the Corellian Run, a vital hyperspace route to the Rim. Druckenwell and Rhodia had just gone to full alert. Another convoy of Calaban ships, including dozens fleeing the ruin of Hosk Station, had just jumped, despite all efforts to find and destroy a huge Dovin basal. The Yuuzhan Vong had obviously dropped on Calaba. Hosk was losing altitude with each orbit. Its Hiroti Zebra fighters were long gone, all 10 of its turbolasers disabled. Enemy vessels that showed on her screen as many-legged creatures pursued the metal-sheathed moon, gobbling up shuttles that lagged behind the convoy. Hosk's polar cluster of towers was already skewed more than 30 degrees from its normal orientation. Soon Calaba would be another dead world, useless even to the Yuuzhan Vong. Jaina rounded Champion's starboard fighter docking bays into a blazing free-for-all. 3 coral skippers jumped her, flinging brilliant plasma bolts. Her pulse pounded as she went evasive, juking in all directions without thinking, keeping her right middle finger tight on the secondary trigger. "Sparky," she ordered her astromech droid. "I need 100% shields at 13 meters." Letters flashed on her heads-up display as the R5 unit, her companion ever since joining Rogue Squadron, complied just in time. Static buzzed in her headset. A Dovin Basal grabbed for her shields. Another new skip vectored low and to port. Jaina feathered her etheric rudder and shoved the stick over, chasing while stars spun. Just that much closer, Vong. Just that much closer. Her torp brackets went red with a lock-on. Triumphant, she squeezed off a proton torpedo. As it rode blue flame toward the alien fighter, she held course, squeezing off more scarlet splinters, distracting the Dovin Basal. 11! A voice cried in her ear. "Break starboard! Hot slime!" Jaina goosed her throttle and broke, pitching against her flight harness. The X-wing shuddered. "I'm hit!" she cried. Adrenaline made her clench the controls. She eyed her primary board. Still got shields, though. She feathered stick and rudder, bringing the X-wing about, and maneuvering. But now she was mad. Coral skippers, designated scarlet on her heads-up display, swarmed Champion and its defenders. But one swooping back toward Champion had to be the skip that just put scorch marks on her S-foils. She rammed her throttle forward. Now she saw the big enemy ship astern of Champion. Just smaller than a Star Destroyer, its configuration reminded her of some weird marine creature. Its thickest arm pointed forward, probably command and control. 2 thinner arms stuck out dorsally, 2 ventrally. From the ventral arms, blinding plasma was already pouring out at Champion. 2 flights of New Republic E-wings swooped in to hit the new arrival. Staying hot on her skip's tail, Jaina squeezed her stutter trigger. "Rogues!" The colonel's cry caught her off guard. "Somebody just sucked Champ's shields. Get clear." What had they done brought in another big one just out of Jaina's line of sight? She wrenched her stick and punched for full speed. She was passing Champion's port nacelle when light broke through from deep inside. Slowly, with an eerie, fatal beauty, a seam opened on Champ's glossy side. "Sticks!" a voice shouted in her ear. 11, get clear." "Full power, Sparky," Jaina called. "Go!" The blast flung her against her instrument panel. Rudder pedals seemed to crush up through her legs. Her cockpit sides buckled, then vanished. A siren shrieked in her ears, blaring in rhythm with a synthesized voice. "Ejection! Ejection!" She flailed down into the force, grasping desperately. Almost. A white explosion of pain washed awareness away.